natin, pansinin nyo rin, siya rin ang kaaway mo sa lahat ng mga walang kakwenta-kwentang bagay. Tama o tama? Palaging may conflict. Sa bahay, sa office, sa school, sa simbahan, kahit dito sa feast, sa community, palaging may conflict. Bakit? As long as there are two people relating with each other, palaging mayroong conflict. Naalala ko tuloy itong story na ito. One day, meron akong talk sa Mindanao. Tapos sumakay ako ng eroplano. So, di ba, pag ako kasi, sino sa inyo dito, pagka sa eroplano, ang gusto ninyong seat is window seat. Sa sangkamay, ayan. Yung mga mahilig mag-picture ng pag-landing. Diba? Sino sa inyo, ang favorite ninyo, aisle seat, taas ang kamay. Ayan. Ito yung mga ihi ng ihi. Ayan. Diba? Sino sa inyo ang paborito ninyo yung middle seat? Meron bang ganun? Wala namang ganun, di ba? Window o aisle? Ako po, ang paborito ko aisle seat kasi malaking tao ako. Tapos gusto ko may access sa CR, mabilis makalabas. And so, nung nakita ko yung ticket ko, sabi ko, uy, ayos ah! Aisle seat ako. Ito na, ako po, pag pupunta ako, lagi akong last. Gusto ko ako yung huling-huling darating kasi hindi ko mag-gets yung mga tao na nakikipag-unahan sa pila, sabay-sabay naman tayong lilipad. Diba? So ako gusto ko last para nakakagalaw-galaw ako. Pagdating ko doon, nabit na ako. Row 32. Pagdating ko doon, nakita ko, aba, sabi ko, pambihira. May nakaupo doon sa aisle seat. Upuan ko yan. So, ako naman politely, sabi ko sa mga, excuse me, may babae na po. That's my seat. Alam mo, sabi ng babae, nakangiti, sabi niya, pwedeng dito na lang po ako. Kasi madalas po ako mag-CR. Alam niyo yung thought bubble ko, kaya ko nga gusto yung seat na yan eh. Bakit? Kasi gusto ko rin mag-CR eh. Ganyan. Pero, naalala ko yung tinutok natin dito sa feast. At naalala ko yung bracelet ko nung high school ako, WWJD. What would Jesus do? So sabi ko, sige, magparaya, magbigay. So sabi ko, sige po. So pasok ako dun sa window seat. Nandun, sabi ko, sige na nga, mag-i-Instagram na lang ako ng view. Di ba? Pinagbigyan ko, pero ang sama talaga ng loob ko. Tapos habang nandun ako, talaga, alam yung pinagbigyan mo, pero minsan hindi ka makalit go eh. Di ba? Ganyan eh. Pinili mo maging Kristiyano, maging mabuti, pero sa loob-loob ko, pambira naman to eh. Seat ko yun eh. Karapatan ko yun. Di ba? Tapos talaga sabi ko, sige na nga lang, di ba? Father, dasal pa ako, forgive her, for she does not know what she is doing. Di ba? So ito na, bago mag-take off, sabi ko, iihi na ako para hindi na ako mahirapan. So lumabas ako, alam nyo paglabas ko, di ba lumalabas kang ganyan? Pagbalik ko, ito na. Bago ka bumalik, makikita mo yung seat sign. Di ba? Alam nyo, pagkatingin ko doon sa seat sign, nakita ko ito. Yan. Tapos, nakita ko yung DEF. Alam nyo, ito na-realize ko. I was wrong. Because my seat is 32F. Ano yung 32F? Aba, window seat pala talaga. Alam nyo, alam nga habang bumababa ako, sabi ko, Lord, ako na lang po ang patawarin niyo. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung ginawa ko. Why do conflicts happen? Conflicts happen when words get misunderstood, gestures get misinterpreted, and past traumas get triggered. Kaya nagkakaroon ng conflict, katulad niya na misunderstood ko eh. Diba? Na misinterpret ko. Kaya tuloy na-trigger tuloy ako. But let me tell you this, actually, itong mga moments na to, this happens every day. Tama ba? That's why all the more that we need to learn to pursue peace in our relationships. Because if we do not know how to pursue peace in our relationships, then we are all going to die. We practically need this for survival. And why do conflicts happen? Here's another reason. Conflicts happen, alam niyo kung bakit? Because we are all humans fighting our own inner demons. Hindi ko naman intensyon na magalit dun sa katabi ko, pero I'm fighting my own inner demons, and I know that you do too. That's why Jesus wants us to pursue peace in our relationships, kasi alam niya palagi may conflicts. At kapag hindi ka marunong mag-handle ng conflict, hindi ka marunong mag-handle sa mga nakasakit sa iyo, patay ka, mamumuhay ka ng miserable. But the question that I'd like to answer today is this: how do you pursue peace in a world full of conflict? Dalawang bagay po. Ilan? The first lesson is this, and this is what we're going to learn from the Sermon on the Mount. Number one, you need to be a person of your word. Conflict happen when people break promises. The world is broken because so many people break their promises to one another. Mag-asawa, husbands and wives, they break their promises to one another. Parents break their promises to their children. Yung mga politician, they break their promises to their constituents. Business owners, they break their promises to their customers. Do you want to heal our fractured and broken world? Simple lang. Umpisa natin saan? By keeping our promises. At yun yung sinabi ni Jesus in the law of oaths. Sabi niya, again you have heard that the ancients were told, you shall not make false vows, but shall fulfill your vows to the Lord. But I say to you, take no oath at all, neither by heaven, for it is the throne of God. Let's continue. Nor by the earth, for it is the footstool of his feet. Nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Nor shall you take an oath by your head, for you cannot make a single hair white or black. Now, let me give you a context. Bakit sinabi to ni Jesus? During the biblical times, panahon ni Jesus, kapag ang mga tao, they make their promises, they would make an oath by saying this: I swear by God's name. Ulitin nyo nga.
I swear by God's name.
And for them, when they say, I swear by God's name, that is binding, matibay yun. Bakit? Because God's name is sacred. Gaano po ka-sacred ang salita, ang pangalan ng Diyos? Sobrang sacred ang pangalan ng Diyos that in the old times, they do not even dare say the name of God, which is Yahweh. Kasi pag sinabi nila yung word na Yahweh, they believe that they are going to die. Gaano po ka-sacred yun. That's why, kaya pag meron silang promise, I swear by God's name. Para sa kanila, matibay yun. However, the people during Jesus' time, in order to circumvent the law, yung mga deceptive na people, tinitweak nila yung oaths nila, saka yung vows nila. So they change, I swear by God's name, listen to this, and then they will change it to, I swear by heaven, I swear by the temple. These two, they may seem religious as well, they may seem equal to God's name, pero iba talaga. So nagkaroon ng loophole, because in their minds, oops, I can be dishonest, I can break my promise, because technically, hindi ko naman sinabi yung I swear by God's name. Do you follow me? So when they break their promise, at yun ang sinabi nila, I swear by heaven, I swear by the temple. Tapos sinabi nila, bakit po binrake yung promise mo? Ang sasabihin nila, bakit? Hindi ko naman sinabi I swear by God's name Ang sabi ko, I swear by heaven. Di ba ang daya? May loophole. Now, that's what Jesus was actually condemning. He was condemning this deception. Pero, alam nyo, actually, until today, we still do that. Ano sinasabi natin? Pagka meron tayong vow, meron tayong promise, Pexman, cross my heart, knock on wood, may ganyan pa. Tapos merong iba talagang pagkaseryoso, promise, pautang ako ng 10,000, babayaran ko next week. Talaga? Oo, mamatay man ang lola ko. Diba? Mamatay man ang nanay ko. Diba? Promise. Diba? Pero totoo matagal nang patay yung nanay niya, tsaka lola niya. Diba? Ginagamit pa rin natin. Now, take note, Jesus is not actually prohibiting oaths and vows and promises. Anong sinasabi ni Jesus? Jesus is telling us to simply be a person of our word. Because in a world of where promises means nothing, Jesus calls us to be trustworthy. Naalala ko tuloy, nung isang araw lang, nung Friday, nag-SM kami, mag-anak. Kami, pamilya ko, sama ko yung mga anak ko. Tapos, kumain kami sa isang restaurant, umorder ng milkshake yung pangalawa ko, si Zaire. Yung dalawa, yung panganay tsaka yung bunso, hindi umorder. Ingitero yung dalawa. So, nakiinom sila doon sa umorder ng milkshake. So, syempre, yung may-ari ng milkshake, si Zaire, ayaw niyang ibigay. Bakit akin to Sabi ko, para na lang pumayag, sabi ko sa kanya, share mo na. Huwag kang mag-alala, pagkatapos ito, bibili tayo ng ice cream. Para i-share niya. So, siya naman, sinare na. Ganyan, Daddy, bibili tayo ng ice cream. Oo, bibili tayo ng ice cream. Ito na, pagkatapos namin, nadaanan namin yung Dairy Queen. Sabi niya, Daddy, yung ice cream mo. Busog na busog pa kami. Sabi ko sa kanya, sige, lakad muna tayo. Mamaya, bibili tayo ng ice cream. Promise. Mga 8 na ng gabi yun. Magsasara ang SM ng 9. Nung bandang mga 9:45 na, palabas na kami ng SM. Nakalimutan na namin yung ice cream. At nagsasara na lahat ng mga stalls. Nung palabas na kami nung SM, papunta na sa parking lot, alam niyo, sabi ni Zaire, sabi niya, Daddy, nagsisinungaling ka naman eh. Sabi ko, bakit? Hindi naman tayo bumili ng ice cream. Sabi ko, naku po, naalala. Patay tayo dyan. So, ang ending, para hindi sabihin na sinungaling ang daddy niya, nag-drive-thru kami ng ice cream sa isang fast food. And you see, alam niyo, this got me thinking how easy and how convenient it is for me to say something but not actually mean it. Promise. Para lang pagbigyan. Akala ko sinusolve ko yung problema niya, pero because I did not mean it, and if I break my promise, it will break his heart, and then he will learn that that people disappoint, that you cannot be a man and woman of your own word. Naintindihan yung sinasabi ko? You see, vows, oaths, promises, they are meaningless and worthless if we are not trustworthy. Kaya if we really don't intend to keep it and mean it, ito lang po ang advice ko sa inyo. Please, say what you mean and mean what you say. Sabi mo nga sa katabi mo yan, say what you
Say
mean.
what you mean what you say.
And mean what you say. Invited ka. Tara, gimmick tayo, pero ayaw mong pumunta. Huwag mo na sabihin, itatry ko. Kaya tayong Pilipino yun. Sabihin mo na lang, sorry pero hindi ako makakapunta. Bakit di ka makakapunta? Tinatamad ako. At least honest. Diba? Kung hindi ka nagagandahan sa isang kaibigan mo, ang mahal pa nung make-up niya, umatin kayo ng kasal, huwag mo na sabihin, ang ganda-ganda mo. Diba? Hindi naman totoo eh. Diba? Shut up ka na. Kung hindi ka nasasarapan sa luto, huwag mo na sabihin, ang surap ng luto mo. Diba? At kung wala kang balak seryosohin yung kausap mo ng madaling araw, huwag ka na mag-I love you at mag-I miss you. Huwag mo na rin tanungin kung kumain na ba siya. Naintindihan nyo? Say what you mean and mean what you say, and we can have a lot of peace in our relationships. Amen? Lesson number 2 is this. Love your enemies. Ayan. Now, I'd like to share to you yung sinabi ni Jesus about the laws on retaliation and revenge. Paghihiganti. Sabi ni Jesus, you have heard that it was said, eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not show opposition against an evil person. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other toward him also. And if anyone wants to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak also.